and welcome to Orange News, your home for stories that matter for the youth and by the youth. I'm Jessica Heyman.
And I'm Akopa Thompson. We have 4 stories for you tonight.
The Free Flow Conference wrapped up in Accra. We have the highlights and a new group of ambassadors ready to carry the work forward.
The Little Innovators Workshop gave primary school children in Tema a chance to build, to discover, and pitch. We were there.
YAFAT continues the Youth Agri-Innovation Challenge, taking agri-business conversations into schools across Ghana. Let's get into it. Stay with us. To our first story, on Saturday, the 21st of February, the University of Ghana School of Nursing and Midwifery Auditorium hosted the Free Flow Conference, a gathering of advocates, health professionals, and young leaders tackling the real gaps in menstrual health. 5 issues drove the agenda: education and stigma, period poverty and access, WASH, that's water, sanitation and hygiene, policy gaps, and the need for affordable, locally made solutions. The message was clear: awareness alone is no longer enough, and it's about action. The conference closed with the formal induction of a new cohort of Free Flow ambassadors, young people committed to keeping this conversation alive in their schools and communities.
As the executive chairman of the Youth Arise system, I hereby induct you as the 2026 FFP ambassadors. Go into our schools, go to our markets, go to our palaces. The road to menstrual equity starts with your first step. Forever, backwards never. Congratulations to you.
This shows that menstrual health is not a niche issue, and these ambassadors are making sure it stays on the agenda. A big congratulations to all those inducted as our Free Flow ambassadors.
Now, on the 20th of February, First Baptist School in Tema was anything but an ordinary school day. The Little Innovators Workshop brought innovation, technology, and creative thinking straight into the classroom. Students took apart real everyday objects, discovering the mechanisms hidden inside. For many, it was their first time seeing what lives inside the things around them. From there, they built new creations and pitched their ideas to the room. But beyond the science, this was about building a mindset, thinking deeper, asking better questions, and speaking with confidence. The engineer of tomorrow is in a primary school classroom today. Workshops like this make sure they do know it.
The Youth Alliance for Agricultural Transformation, YAFAT, started their Youth Agri-Innovation Challenge. The challenge follows a clear path: school sensitizations, then after learning projects, then the Agri-Fair. One challenge, multiple schools, and real solutions. The journey began on the 29th of January when YAFAT visited Presbyterian Senior High School in Mampong and Okwapeman School, engaging students on food security, climate change, agribusiness, and agricultural innovation. On the 24th of February, the roadshow continued at Ghana Senior High School, reaching more students across the Greater Accra and the Eastern regions. The goal is repositioning agriculture not as a fallback, but as a space for innovation and leadership. Is preparing youth agripreneurs to take on SDG 2 and SDG 13. And we are excited to follow them along on the journey. Let's take a short message from our sponsors and partners. We'll be right back.
To attempt to stir up something new on leadership this morning. Training leaders is a delicate task. Leadership edge. Will you go on a journey to become a better version of yourself?
The battle of the mind is for focus.
Thank you for staying with us. Let's move on to our next story.
The United Nations General Assembly has voted to recognize the enslavement of Africans during the transatlantic slave trade as the gravest crime against humanity. And between 1500 and 1800, around 12 to 15 million people were captured in Africa and taken to the Americas, where they were forced to work as slaves. It is estimated that over 2 million people died on their journey. The resolution proposed by Ghana called for this designation. Proposal was adopted with 123 votes in favor and 3 against. The United States, Israel, and Argentina. 52 countries abstained, including the United Kingdom and European Union member states, while also urging UN member states to consider apologizing for the slave trade and contributing to a reparations fund. It does not mention a specific amount of money. The resolution, backed by the African Union and the Caribbean community, states that the consequences of slavery persist in the form of racial inequalities and underdevelopment, affecting Africans and people of African descent in all parts of the world.
On this beautiful day in March, we're called to stand on the right side of history. Let it be recorded that when history beckoned, we did what was right for the memory of the millions who suffered the indignity of the slave trade and those who continue to suffer racial discrimination. Let our vote on this resolution restore their dignity and humanity.
In favor, 123, against 3, abstentions 52. Therefore, draft resolution A/80/L48 is adopted.
We will never forget the victims of slavery. And we must never forget the malevolent system that sustained it for so long. I welcome the steps some countries are taking to apologize for their role in the evil of slavery and to join an honest dialogue about its lasting consequences.
The resolution also calls for cultural artifacts stolen during the colonial era to be returned to their countries of origin. United Kingdom's ambassador to the UN told the Assembly in a speech that the resolution was problematic in terms of its wording and international law, and that no single set of atrocities should be regarded as more or less significant than another. Do you agree or disagree with the premise? Let us know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. This has been the Spotlight segment right here on Orange TV. That is Orange News for tonight. 4 stories, 1 goal to keep you informed and in the conversation.
Free Flow ambassadors, young innovators in Tema, Yavas agripreneurs, and a national call for better youth support. These are the stories making our headlines this week.
Always remember, our young people are not the problem. With the right support, they are the solution.
Keep sharing, keep talking. The news doesn't just happen to you.
You are a part of it. I'm Jessica Heyman. Thank you so much for watching.
Namakopa Domson. Have a good night.